had one of those movie moments. The gun is just out of reach, but somehow their fingers just get like a little bit longer, and they're able to get it and then shoot the bad guy because the bad guy didn't realize that the gun fell right next to their hand.
Oh, no, not one of those. But except it was a microphone.
Your mom's a microphone. Well, apparently a microphone is a gun to some people, Ben.
Your mom's a microphone is one of the strangest comebacks I've ever heard. I'm just talking about a microphone you have, and you're like, your mom is a microphone. That's real great.
She's very good at amplifying things.
But she's not. She's pretty soft-spoken. She's not that loud.
Well, microphones don't make noise. They accept noise and then output it through a completely different system called the amp.
You make a great point.
She's a great listener is what I'm saying.
You're right. You have saved the metaphor. It makes sense now. Your mom's a microphone. She's a conduit for my and my sister's problems. Mom, I can't sleep. I literally called my mom the other day because I couldn't sleep. I've been having this horrible insomnia stuff. She's like, what? Huh? It's like midnight. I woke her up. I'm such a child. I woke up. I can't sleep.
Did you drive over there and jump in bed?
I could have, because my mom and dad don't sleep in the same bed anymore because of my dad's snoring and shaky legs. So I could have jumped in the bed, but I would have needed my CPAP machine. Just because, like, father like son.
Yeah, why don't you go sleep with your dad then?
That would have been horrible. His shaking legs and his snoring and his sleep apnea and my sleep apnea would have kept our deaf dog awake. She's deaf and she sleeps up there with my dad now, and she would have been woken up by that shit.
I don't know. It could have been a 2 negatives equal positive scenario.
Yes. Well, CPAP stands for, I think, controlled positive airway pressure. I think that's what the C stands for.
Coochie, pussy, ass, penis.
And coochie and pussy are the same thing, but
cover my mouth.
Yes, a CPAP mask it's there for you to just get better at cunnilingus. You have to try to lick the inside of the mask with your tongue. You're slowly stretching your tongue so it gets more dexterous, basically.
Welcome to This Is Unusable. I'm Tyler Martin.
I'm Ben Steinberg. Off to a solid start after talking about microphones, coochie, pussy, ass, penis. CPAP. So Minneapolis is a disaster. No, I won't. That's a horrible thing to transition to. And it's not really a transition, just saying Minneapolis is a disaster. So
yeah, you'll get there one day, Ben. Not Minneapolis, but the Segway train.
If my stand-up comedy takes off, I will get to Minneapolis eventually.
Anytime you go on a plane, your stand-up comedy can take off. Subject people to 2 hours of jokes, Ben.
I could do that. Someone would film that as a way of like trying to show proof that I was disruptive, but it would go viral because I'd just be doing my comedy ideas, and that's how I would get discovered.
Mm-hmm.
Man disrupts plane ride for 2 hours, ranting about going bald.
You guys ever been on a plane?
Yeah, you guys ever go bald before? Yeah, no. Some of you, no, nobody here. That's how it seems. Also, when I'm looking over like people's chairs in a plane, I'm looking over the chair at all their heads. There's not a single bald head in all of them. It's just my head shining in the light, and I'm looking around. And it's like no one else here gets it.
Shining bright like a baldy.
Yeah, and then so based on trolling people on the plane, that material would be strong enough to get me a Netflix special.
Which you can title His Dork Material.
His Dork Material, that is your screen name. That's really good.
Yes.
I mean, that does sound like the name of a stand-up special for nerds.
I would do that. I consider myself a dork. The Subtle Take My Wife.
Wait, what does that mean?
Oh, it's the sequel, The Subtle Knife. But
Oh,
I made it like
okay.
a boomer joke about
Right.
wives.
The sequel to The Golden Compass. That's the first book, right? I remember in one of those books, the two main characters kiss. I did not feel good about that. It was like the first book I ever read where two people kiss, and I was like, this is not cool. I think that's sort of why I am a repressed person to this day, is because I was just like, I'm not comfortable with this, I guess, ever now. And it just sort of continued that way.
Who was it, Lyra and Will?
Will and someone, I don't know.
Will and
Someone.
Grace. didn't feel comfortable when they kissed.
Did they kiss?
I don't know. I don't know what that show was about. They just lived in a swanky apartment. Did they even have jobs?
But wasn't Will gay in Will and Grace?
I know Sean Hayes was in it, and I think he played a... honestly, I do not know the sexual orientation of fantasy character Will from titular Will and Grace.
Because didn't they live together, right? Didn't they live in an apartment together, Will and Grace?
Yeah, I think so.
But, like, they didn't have a thing or anything because he was gay. I could be wrong about all this. We do all our own research here on This Is Unusable before the show starts. I'm just looking this up online performatively. I'm not actually looking up. Yes, he is a gay character, a successful lawyer. I'm reading an AI overview, which makes me sick to my stomach. He's portrayed by actor Eric McCormick.
Ah, close. I said Michael McCormick. Heir to the McCormick's fortune. That spicy motherfucker. I don't know. I assume everyone with the last name. Or he could be closer to McCormick's, like the terrible, terrible brand of alcohol that is on the bottom shelf, comes in plastic bottles. It makes college people feel bad.
Will and Gay. That's what it should have been called. Will and Gace. That's horrible. That was really bad, and I deeply apologize to myself and to you. I might have to edit that out, but it's so bad I might have to actually keep it in.
Don't know which one's worse at this point.
I'll probably keep it in. Who gave you that painting behind you? How did you acquire that? It's been there forever, but we've never talked about it. What is it? Well, it's obvious what it is, but who gave it to you? Why did you decide to put it up?
We were cleaning out the loft at my work at the dietary supplement company, Central Southern Oregon, and this was up there, and it was in a pile. I was like, can I have this? And they're like, yep.
That's a legendary origin story. Can I have this? Yes. I should put some of my mom's art up on these walls. I don't know why I don't do that.
Steal that little baby child. I want that in the background.
You're talking about the creepy painting of a child that my parents have in their house where the child is weirdly lit in front of a fireplace and he's holding like a cane. It's creepy. My mom didn't paint that. I guess I just respect her art too much to put it up in my apartment. This is a den of filth. It's not worthy of my mother's fine art that she puts up in exhibits every couple of years, you know? So that's why I haven't done it. And that's why I have my rug behind me instead as a moderately interesting, visually interesting backdrop, which it is not, but it's better than a white wall, which I usually have, in which my head just disappears against the whiteness of the wall behind it. When was the last time you went to the DMV?
Been a long time. When I was in California. Everything's online now. Oh, that's not true. That's not true. I got my real ID sometime a couple of years ago.
I mean, surely, considering how long you've lived in Oregon, you have an Oregon driver's license now.
I had one before I lived up here.
How'd you get that? Why?
I used my parents' address as a permanent address.
And you don't have to go to the DMV in Oregon to get an Oregon driver's license?
Oh, you do. That's why I said I got my real ID a couple of years ago, so I was mistaken.
Oh, because I went to the DMV a while ago, and I was offended when they asked you to put your description, like, they ask you to tick boxes of your appearance that they then put on your driver's
Probable
license.
School shooter.
Well, the thing was, it said hair color, and then you select your hair color.
Is there an NA?
Bald. Bald was an option.
Oh, cool.
But that's not a hair color. So I turned to the nearest bald person. I was like, psst, what did you put down for hair color? And he was like, I put down bald. And I was like, I'm overthinking this. Okay. Thank you for telling me. I literally did that.
This guy's talking about this story to his people now, too. Can you believe this guy in the DMV? He was like, bald as the day is long. And he asked me, what hair color should I put?
Well, look, I have hair here. That's technically hair color. So I could say brown, but then I would look delusional to the woman at the desk who I bring the piece of paper up to. Sir, you put your hair down as brown? Yes. Okay.
Well,
all right.
You know
if that's what
you
you
gotta
want.
do. You gotta do with what you identify with. If you identify as a brown-haired man, brown it up. If you identify as a bald-haired man, bald it down.
I mean, I still think of myself as a person who has hair. It's just that every time I look in the mirror, I'm reminded I don't.
It's like
weird.
a soldier that lost an arm in the war and
Exactly
feels the arm still there.
And I don't think of myself as a fat person because I wasn't fat growing up. You know, like if you're fat growing up, even if you lose weight, you still sort of think of yourself as like a fat person. I don't think of myself as a fat person because I wasn't fat when I was younger. So then I was sort of conducting myself as a non-fat person, eating food that a skinny person would metabolize perfectly, but instead I was a fat person eating food that just made you fatter.
And jumping rope that one time.
And jumping rope that one
Have
time
you ever
and
jumped rope
immediately
since then?
spraining my ankle. No, I have not. I have not. And it hits the ceiling too. Man, DMV is so embarrassing. It's like you're just a cog in the... You're not even a cog. You're just a pawn that they shuffle around, and you have to stand there with a bunch of other people who are completely inferior to you because of who they are. And,
Sure. Yeah.
and you just feel superior to everybody, so you feel like this should not be put upon you the way it has been, because you're better than people, because you can write at least a 5th grade level, and other people don't seem to be able to do that.
I mean, what was I even writing in 5th grade? The apple is orange.
When did you learn to read? What age were you when it clicked?
I'm pretty sure the doctor just popped in, Phantom Toll Booth, and I was just like, I got this, and I slapped him.
He like popped a chip into your head that just said, okay, you can read now?
Well, I got unplugged from the Matrix first.
That's the difference between you and me, is that I'm still in the Matrix. I'm like still stuck into it, and you're outside of it. And I think that's why
Joe Pantoliano was bald in that film too, so it makes sense.
Although it is kind of funny that like in the Matrix, you can have hair, but he doesn't for some reason. You know, if you know you're out of the Matrix, then you can choose whatever you look like in the Matrix. But for some reason, he chose to be a bald person. I have to blow my nose.
Ooh, been a long time. This nose blow ad break is brought to you by a series of tweets that are problematic. If you've ever been to the internet, you've seen that people say stupid shit because they think it's an anonymous place to post your stuff, even though you put your name all over it. So come see a series of problematic tweets from your favorite comedian, actor, actress, or even president.
Are there any problematic tweets that you have in mind? Any recent ones?
Whatever Grok is doing.
I would call that problematic. That's some psycho shit. And it doesn't seem like Elon Musk really cares all that much that it's doing that. I mean, I guess, you know.
What do any of those people even care about at all? Besides, is it just money? Is that literally it? These rectangles of paper easily ripped when trying to buy a joint because you were trying to straighten it out, and you just ripped it in half. Then you could not use that bill anymore. So you went to the bank and they gave you a new bill.
You can give them an old bill and they'll give you a new one?
Yeah. But what do they care about? Is it that? Is it what I said?
Well, Elon Musk he wants to go to Mars, right? And I think Grok sending out AI-generated tweets of people that it undressed, I think that somehow factors into going to Mars. I think Grok has to reach such a level of insane misogyny that it fuels the rockets. Like the misogyny becomes the fuel for the rockets. And it's like an infinite fuel, right? Because there's an infinite amount of misogyny. And I think that can be used to fuel the Saturn rockets that then send people to space. It's an alternative fuel source, basically. These inappropriate images generated by Grok. How's that for a theory?
Absolutely. No notes.
How's that for a theory? Absolutely. Not even that's absolutely a theory. Just absolutely.
Yep.
Just yes to whatever you said. The way I often say that to you, I'm like, okay, whatever you just said, yeah, I'll accept that. Sure. I'm not sure I understood what you said, but I'm down, man.
I'm a Grok you later. Can't wait for that to enter the zeitgeist of the lexicon.
Grok you like a hurricane. That's what they're going to play when the spaceship goes up in space. Here I am, grok you like a hurricane. And there are just going to be photos coming out of the rear engines of these giant Saturn V rockets. And it's just endless photos of naked and scantily clad AI-generated women coming out the tailpipes.
Hopefully some men. Gotta hang dong to get to the moon, to get beyond the stars.
That's an amazing phrase. You gotta hang dong to get to the moon. I mean, it's self-evident. You do. You really do. I'm not even going to question you on that. The moment you said it, I was like, that's a factual statement right there. That's true. You gotta hang dong to get to the moon. In fact, I think that's what the Apollo missions were originally doing. I don't even know what hang dong means. It sounds like the name of some kind of North Korean rocket, to be honest. The Hang Dong 7.
Hang dong loosely, but don't let go. If you hang dong too tightly, well, your rocket's going to lose control.
Wait, there is a Korean rocket that is like the dong. Hang on.
Beepity boop bop. Research. Beep bop bop. We do it. We did it. I mean, there's certainly a rocket that looked like a dong.
The Taepo Dong 2. That's what it's called. There's a Taepo Dong 1 and the Taepo Dong 2.
Which one did better? Which one got further?
Let's see. What Taepo Dong are you?
BuzzFeed quiz.
And then there's the Rodong, but that's not as funny as Taepo Dong 1 and Taepo Dong 2.
I just want to show this up.
That's pretty cool. What it actually looks like is like you have your pants unzipped and you just tried and failed to flash your penis. That's what it looks like.
Trying to hang dong, dude. I gotta get to space.
What you're trying to show me is the gorilla on your very cool sweater.
King Kong.
He can hang dong. Now that's for sure.
Oh, he does. He has no pants. Peter Jackson should have just left in Donkey Kong dong. King Kong dong.
Donkey dong. They should have given him a donkey dong.
Yeah, that's how he throws the barrels. He just...
Minneapolis is still in the news. It's crazy. I wasn't going to say anything, but like it was happening last week when we talked about it, and it's still fucking happening. It's wild.
It's even worse now.
It's even worse now. And again, I know someone who lives there, and it's just horrific. I shouldn't have brought that up, but I couldn't think of anything else because I panicked. We can talk about that. Panics. Oh, I panicked earlier this year, and my sleep has not been the same since. And I got these horrible rings under my eyes that I think I've actually always had, and I don't look actually any different than I used to. But I'm noticing it, and when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, I can't function. And so I call my mom, and I'm like, I can't sleep. And then I wake. It's horrible. Don't ever have a panic attack. I thought I knew what they were like. It's you think you're dying.
I've had one.
Well, don't have one from now on.
Oh, okay, great.
When did you have a panic attack? What was that about?
Man, I don't recall when that was.
Same way you don't recall when you shat your pants.
Might have been the same day. Who knows?
One would lead to the other, but you're not sure
which one, though. Yeah. Could have been recent. I'm not sure. Could have been a breakup. I think. I honestly don't remember, but I remember just having one in my house and being like, just not having to sit down and not being able to breathe.
Okay, wow. So you might have had a panic attack recently. Don't want to talk about it. I should have at least asked you, hey, would you be comfortable talking about it? And you would have been like, no.
Well, the problem is I never remember anything.
That is weird. That is kind of weird.
Like, I can't tell a story because I just forget all the details. But as I'm telling the story, I start remembering the details.
Remembering the details. Well, let's just end it here. That was another episode of This Is Unusable.
This has been Tyler Martin carrying the soul of this painting.
I'm Ben Steinberg with a carpet behind me because I'm too lazy to put up anything myself. And I keep thinking I'm going to move soon, even though I don't.
We love you. Fuck ice. And stay safe out there, everybody.